Good morning. How to fill out Form 944 for 2020 Employer's Annual Federal Tax Return. Form 944V Payment Voucher. We fill out Form 944 and based on the test problem we use, our tax liability is $37.30. We could deposit it or we could make a payment with Form 944. To make a payment with Form 944, we have to fill out the voucher and add a check to the form. So to fill out Form 944V Payment Voucher, you will put your business identification number. You'll put the dollar amount, $37.30. So the business identification number will go on line 1 of Form 944V. On line 2, you'll put the dollar amount with the cents, $37.30. On line 3, you'll put the business name, or you'll put your own name if you are a sole proprietor, and you'll put the business address, and that'll be the voucher. And when you print the Form 944 out, that's 6 pages. You'll cut a part of page 5 where the voucher is. The bottom portion, you'll cut it off to have it on the side, and you staple the Form 944, the 6 pages. But page 5 will not be a full page because you'll take a piece off of it, the Form 944V off of it. So to the form that you staple, you'll put the voucher on it. You do not staple the voucher to the Form 944. You just add it to it. And you add a check or a money order of the amount that is on the voucher. You do not staple the check or the money order to the voucher or to the Form 944. You'll just have 3 pieces in the envelope. The Form 944, 6 pages stapled together. You'll have the voucher, that's the second piece, separate from the Form 944, and you'll have the third piece, the check, separate from the voucher and the form. So on the check, you will write United States Treasury on the line for payable to. And then you will put your EIN number and Form 944 for 2020 on the check as well. So that's 4 things that will go on the check. Who is payable to? United States Treasury. And then you'll put your EIN, you'll put Form 944, and you'll put 2020 on the check. And the check might have more space than the money order. So if you are using the money order, those things should go on it as well. You do not send check. You can use check or money order, but you do not send cash. Sorry, you do not send cash. You can use a check or a money order. And don't staple Form 944V or your payment to Form 944 or to each other. So detach Form 944V and send it with your payment and Form 944 to the address provided in the instruction for Form 944. And we discussed the address already. It is on page 6. And we discussed it in a video, and all our videos related to Form 945 will be in a playlist, easy for you to find the video you are looking for. You locate the state your business is in column 1. If you are going to add a voucher and a payment, that will be with payment. You locate your state and you locate the address that is on the same row as your state, and that's the address you will use. If you are now going to add a payment, you should now fill out the voucher, and you will use without a payment column to find the address that match your state, and that's what you will use. And you get everything ready, and you will mail it. So to avoid a penalty, make your payments with your 2020 Form 944 only if one of the following apply. Your net taxes for the year Form 944 line 9 are less than $2,500, and you are paying in full with a timely file return, and that means you are paying it by February 1st, 2021. Your net taxes for the year Form 944 line 9 are $2,500 or more, and you already deposited the taxes you owe for the first, second, and third quarters of 2020. Your net taxes for the fourth quarter are less than $2,500, and you are paying in full the tax you owe for the fourth quarter of 2020 with a timely file return. You are a monthly scheduled depositor making a payment in accordance with the accuracy of deposit rule. See section 11 of publication 15. In this case, the amount of your payment may be $2,500 or more. Otherwise, you must make deposit by electronic fund transfer, EFT, and you will use EFTPS system to make the deposits. And if you are making deposit, don't use Form 99V, to make federal tax deposits. So use Form 99V when making any payment with Form 99. However, if you pay an amount with Form 99, with Form 944, that should have been deposited, you may be subject to a penalty. So if you should have deposited the amount and you went ahead and pay instead, you could face a penalty. So there is a table at the beginning of the instructions that stated that talk more about that 2,500, but I'm not sure I discussed this $1,000 here. Let's discuss it here. Form 944 is designated to the smallest employers, those who annual liability for Social Security, Medicare, and withheld federal income taxes is $1,000 or less. Will file and pay those taxes only once a year instead of every quarter. So those instructions give you some background information. Okay, so you must file Form 944 even if you have no taxes to report. We discussed that already. Or you have tax in excess of $1,000 to report, unless you file a final return for the prior year. But yeah, and sometimes this 1,000 threshold can be confusing when we are talking about 2,500 limit for the whether you should deposit your tax or pay it. So the $1,000 is whether you should file quarterly or annually, like if you should file Form 944 or Form 941. So if your tax for the whole year is less than 1,000, you'll file annual. But either way, it has to be IRS that will require you to file Form 944. But even if you are required to file Form 944, if your tax liability is more than $2,500, you have to make deposits during the year electronically, and IRS will send you a written notice if they want you to file quarterly return. So federal tax deposit requirement for Form 944. So if your tax liability is less than $2,500 for the year, no deposit is required. You may deposit it or you may pay with the form. If your tax liability is $2,500 or more for the year, but less than $2,500 for the quarter, you can deposit by the last day of the month after the end of the quarter. So if the quarter is January, February, March. So if it's end of March, then you should deposit it by April 30th. However, if your fourth quarter tax liability is less than $2,500, you may pay the fourth quarter tax liability with Form 944. So if your tax liability is $2,400 or more for the quarter, you must deposit monthly or semi-weekly deposit depending on your deposit schedule. But if you accumulate $100,000 or more of taxes on any day, you must deposit the tax by the next day, the next business day. So that's something to consider. So there is that requirement whether you should file Form 944 or 941 quarterly. Form 944 is annual or Form 944 is quarterly, and that one is 1,000 threshold. But you have to wait for IRS to request, to tell you in written letter which one to file. But if IRS say to file Form 944 annual return, but you are having a tax liability like Social Security, Medicare that you collect from your employer's income, and the one that the business is matching, and the federal income tax that you are collecting from employees' income is more than $2,500, you have to make deposits during the year, and then at the end of the year you file Form 944, and IRS might send you a letter saying you can file quarterly return that'll be 941. Otherwise you just continue filing Form 944 once a year, due by January 31st. But make deposits when your tax liability is $2,500 or more throughout the year during the for each quarter. And there should be a schedule whether you should make deposit monthly or semi-weekly or quarterly. So there'll be that too. And once you fill up everything that needs to be filled up, you print your forms out, you sign your form, you cut off the voucher, you fill out the check or the money order, you put it in the envelope, and you mail it to IRS by February 1st, 2021. If you are adding payment to it, you should file your Form 944 by February 1st, 2021. If you made deposits on time and you are just going to file your form without payment, you don't need to fill out the voucher. Then you will mail your form to IRS and you could file that form by February 10th, 2021. But I just like to go with the first date so that I'm on time. So that's how you fill out Form 944 for 2020. Print it out, sign it, make a copy for your business, and send it in. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Thank you for listening to our podcast, and thank you for all your comments. We thank you very much. You all that subscribe to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, one owner of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, Liberman Consulting L.L.C podcast, ninasoup.com our blog, and we do have our online stores including ninasoup.com our natural product store, liberlabel.com our custom apparel store, liberoutlets.com our resale store, and liberdownload.com our digital product store. Thank you.